We'll begin in a comfortable seat, allowing the sit bones to root into the ground or mat, closing the eyes if possible. And on your next inhale, lifting through the top or crown of head to lengthen spine. On exhale, you'll make sure shoulders are relaxed. And you'll keep a tall spine as you take a nice long breath in and out through the nostrils. If it's uncomfortable to breathe in and out through the nose, just breathe however is easiest for you. Make sure the belly rises on the inhale, and the belly contracts back to spine on exhale. Try to keep an even pace of breath throughout practice, allowing inhales to match the length of exhales. Do your best not to feel any sense of rush. You'll continue to allow the inhales to come, filling the belly and lungs, and the exhales to release the air slowly through the nose. On your next inhale, bring palms to heart center and lift, arms and gaze overhead. On your exhale, you'll lift from the belly up, turning or twisting to rotate to the right, releasing right hand behind back, left hand to right or left thigh. Exhale to unwind back to center. On your inhale, lift the arms and gaze. Exhale, twisting, rotating to the left, left hand behind back, right hand to right or left knee or thigh. Lifting up through crown of head, twisting to the left. And on exhale, you'll unwind back to the center. Inhale, lift the palms and gaze. Exhale, release both hands behind the back, interlacing all 10 fingers if possible. You'll roll the shoulder blades up and together into spine. And maybe lifting the hands away from you a little bit, creating a bit of resistance behind the back. And then you'll release that bind, uncross the legs, and find your way to a tabletop position, planting the knees under the hips, the wrists under the shoulders. You'll lift when you're ready the left leg, kind of parallel to the ground, flexing the left foot, pointing toes down. If balanced, you'll lift the right arm at the same time. On your exhale, you'll pulse the left knee into the right elbow, lifting arm and leg on inhale, exhale to pulse in, rounding back. Inhale to lift, exhale to pulse in, elbow to knee. Inhale, lift, exhale, pulse in. One more lift and hold. Exhale, release back to tabletop position. Next inhale, you lift the right leg parallel to ground and then switch sides, exhaling to pulse in, opposite elbow to knee. You'll inhale as you lift, you'll exhale to pulse in. Do that 1 or 2 more times. And then release back to tabletop position. From here, you'll curl the toes under and bring the toes a little closer to the body, then press firmly through both hands, lift the hips and tailbone high into downward facing dog. You're trying to allow a nice length in arms and spine. Head is relaxed between the arms. Feel free to bring a little bend to the knees. And slowly shift your weight forward to a plank position, shoulders over the wrists, heels press away from the head. Keeping an even breath, making sure lower back doesn't sink down. And then exhale, soften down to both knees. Allow the bottom to come towards the heels as you relax into child's pose or balasana. On your inhale, you'll lift up, rounding the back, coming back to tabletop position. Lift that left leg again and right arm if possible, pressing through back left heel, reaching through front right arm or top of head. Exhale, release back to tabletop position. Switch sides, right leg lifts, toes point down, left arm lifts. Pushing and reaching. And exhale, release back to tabletop position. Again, curl the toes under, press through the palms, lift hips and bottom into downward facing dog, drawing the navel in and up. Long breath in and out through the nose. Again, a little bend to the knees if heels don't touch. And on your next inhale, shift the weight forwards back to the plank position, shoulders over the wrists, pressing heels away from the head. And then soften down to both knees again and bring the bottom towards the heels into child's pose or balasana. Feel free to relax the arms completely if that's most comfortable. On your next inhale, come back up to a tabletop position, curl the toes under, press the hips back to downward facing dog. On your next exhale, bend the knees and look ahead, travel to the top of mat. Lift halfway up on your inhale, exhale as you fold. Inhale, travel to standing, exhale, send palms to heart. In standing, you'll separate the feet, interlace the fingers again behind the back, drawing the shoulder blades up and together. On your exhale, you'll fold forwards, allowing the hands to come away from the body or back as much as is possible. Try to shift the weight forwards here, weight into the toes. As you exhale, just release the bind. Inhale to come back up to standing. Use the right hand to lift up the left arm and exhale over to the right side of body, bringing a nice long stretch to the left side of body. Inhale back up, use the left hand to lift right arm up and exhale over to left side of body, bringing a stretch along the right side. Inhale back up to center, exhale, send palms to heart and all the way down to a forward fold. Inhale halfway to a flat back, exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank, travel high to low. On your inhale, you'll expand the chest, upward dog, exhale back, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg on the inhale, pulse the right knee into the center, chest. Inhale, lengthen the right leg, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lengthen, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, lengthen, right knee to chest, hold it there, pulling the knee in and up to chest, then release the right foot to the ground. Lift the back left heel, inhale both arms up, high lunge. On your exhale, release both palms to the top of mat, take a few pulses, bringing the body back to the forward fold. Inhale, halfway flat back, exhale to fold. Inhale, rise to standing, exhale, send palms to heart. Again, you'll separate the feet, drawing or interlacing all the fingers behind as the shoulder blades come together, and exhale to fold forwards, releasing the hands away from body, relaxing the neck. As you slowly release the bind, you'll inhale all the way back up to standing, and exhale, draw the palms together all the way back down to forward fold. Inhale halfway, exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank position again, travel high to low. Inhale, expand the chest, upward dog. Exhale, back, hips away from hands, downward facing dog. Your next inhale, you lift the left leg, bring the left knee into the chest. Inhale, lift left leg, left knee to left elbow and exhale. Inhale, lengthen, left knee to right elbow and exhale. Inhale, lengthen, pulse the left knee in, hold it there. And then release left foot to the ground, lift the back right heel and both arms into high lunge. On your exhale, release both hands to the top of mat. Step back up to your forward fold, Uttanasana. Lift halfway on inhale. Exhale, bring hands towards the ground. Inhale, lift up to standing. Exhale, send palms to heart center. Inhale again, lengthen, look up. Exhale, bend to forward fold. Lift halfway on inhale, look ahead. Exhale, plant the hands, hop back if you can to plank. Travel high to low on exhale. On your next inhale, you'll lift the right leg skyward. Swing the right foot through, plant it at the top of mat. And drop the back heel, coming up into warrior one. Right knee over the right ankle. On your exhale, you'll open to warrior two, arms to a T, opening the back foot, front heel to back arch alignment. And on your exhale, release the right elbow towards right thigh and left arm skyward, side angle. Inhale back up to warrior two, maybe bringing your gaze to the back of the room or space. And then shift the gaze to the front. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, right hand travels away and down to right shin. Triangle pose, left arm skyward. Both legs remain straight. And then bend the right knee, bring the right hand to the ground. Try to lift if you can into a half moon. Lifting the left leg, flexing left foot, keeping small bend to right knee. Left hip is open over right. On the exhale, release back down to forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, hop back to plank, travel high to low. Inhale to upward dog, and exhale back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts on the inhale and travels to top of mat. Drop the right heel, come up to warrior one. Left knee over left ankle. On the exhale, open the arms to a T, the back right foot. So front left heel matches back right arch, warrior two. And then exhale, left elbow to left thigh, right arm skyward on inhale, side angle, keep grounding through the back right foot. On your next inhale, open back up to the warrior two, maybe shifting the gaze to the back of room. Switch the gaze to the front. Inhale, straighten the front left leg. Exhale, left hand to left shin, triangle pose. Right arm skyward. Again, you'll bend the left knee, release left hand to the ground. Try to step up if you can into a half moon. Right leg lifts, right heel flexes, or right toes point. On your exhale, release back to forward fold. Inhale halfway, look ahead. Exhale as you come to a forward fold. Allow the neck and shoulders to remain relaxed. Inhale again halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank position. You lift the right leg if you can, coming into a one-legged plank. The shoulders are over the wrists. Make sure the lower back doesn't sink down. If lifting the leg is too much, release back to plank, or even come down to the knees if you need. You'll exhale then when you're ready, all the way down to the belly. Interlace the fingers behind the back, lift the chest on inhale. If no pain in lower back, lift the legs off the mat as well. Keeping the gaze ahead or at top of mat. On exhale, release the hands, body back to the ground. Inhale, press slowly back to downward facing dog. Again, you'll shift the weight forward to the plank position, shoulders over wrists. Stay in full plank, lift the left leg into one-legged plank. Again, if you need, you can come back down to both knees. Steady breath. And your exhale, slowly lower all the way down to the belly. Again, you'll interlace all 10 fingers if possible behind back. Lift the upper chest, lifting legs as well, only if comfortable. Keep your neck long. Gaze is ahead of the mat or the floor. On your exhale, release both hands to the ground and belly to the ground. Press slowly back up to downward facing dog. On the next exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, travel back to top of mat. Come up halfway on the inhale. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Exhale, send palms to heart. Next inhale, knees will bend, arms come skyward to chair pose. On your exhale, palms come into heart center. Keep a bend to the right knee, lift the left leg into warrior three. Belly's pulled in here towards the spine, nice and firm. If balanced, arms will come out to the sides. Keep a flat back. Nice strong core. Bring the palms back to heart center, bend the knees again, come back into chair pose as the arms rise. Tailbone points down here. On your next exhale, palms come back to the center. Shift your weight into the left foot, bending the left knee, lifting the right leg. It does not have to come high, but you'll flex the right foot. Keep a nice long spine wherever height you choose. If balanced, lift both arms to the sides. You're drawing belly in towards the spine. Flat back. As you exhale, slowly bend both knees, lift both arms back into chair pose. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back again to your plank position. Travel high to low on exhale. Inhale, lifting to upward dog. Chest expands. Exhale, back downward dog. Nice high tailbone. Right leg travels up on inhale. Right knee pulses in on exhale. Again, you'll lift on the inhales. Pulse in on your exhales. This time you'll set the right foot down after pulsing in. And keeping the right knee over the ankle, left hand under left shoulder, right arm inhales open to a twist. Exhale, bring right hand back down to the ground or mat. Walk both hands over to the left side of your body or left side of right foot. You stay here, pressing through the back left heel. Finding a stretch in front left hip. If you want, you can even walk that right arm or hook it underneath or outside the right leg. Just finding a stretch in front left hip and under right thigh. And then bring both hands again to frame that right foot. And keep the right hand under the right shoulder as you bring both legs back into side plank. You can keep both feet stacked at the end of the mat, one right knee to the ground for more support, or even lift top left leg if you're balanced. Again, the right wrist is under the right shoulder. Make sure to keep the belly drawn in and the hips lifted. On your exhale, release back to a plank position. Travel high to low and exhale. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, back downward dog. When your next inhale comes, left leg will lift. Your left knee will pulse into the chest. Again, lengthening on the inhale. Exhaling to pulse in 1 or 2 more times. Once you do pulse in again on the exhale, left foot releases to the ground under left knee. Right wrist under right shoulder. Inhale, left arm skyward. Twisted lunge. Exhale, release both hands to the ground or mat. Bring both hands to the right side of the left leg. You might even heel to the left ankle out a little bit. We're finding a stretch along the front right hip. You can keep both hands under the shoulders or bring the left arm underneath the left leg to bring a greater stretch to the left hamstring or front right thigh. And then you'll release both hands, right wrist under the right shoulder, left wrist under left shoulder, and inhale, open to your side plank, opposite side. Again, both feet can be to the end of the mat. One left knee to the ground for more support, or you can lift the top right leg. Make sure belly stays drawn in and hips lifted. Smooth breath. And exhale back to your plank position. Soften down to both knees. And then allow the chest to come to the ground, belly to come all the way to the ground. Inhale up to a low cobra, elbows drawing in. And exhale slowly back to a child's pose, bottom to heels. Feel free again to completely relax the arms. On your next inhale, lift back up to your tabletop position. And take a few cat-cows, belly dipping down on the inhale, head and hips lift. On your exhale, the back rounds. You're focusing on opening the space between shoulder blades. Taking one more. And then dropping both elbows down to the ground underneath the shoulders. You can keep the hands planted or you can clasp or interlace the fingers. And then lift when you're ready the feet at the end of the mat into a forearm plank. So your heels are pressing away from the head. Your body's nice and parallel to the ground. If that's comfortable, lift one leg. Again, you're making sure the low back is not dipping down. You're actively pressing heel away from head. If one leg is lifted, you'll switch sides, lift the opposite leg. Again, you can always stay in that full forearm position or even come down to the knees. Whatever's best. Smooth breath. When you do come down, slowly release to both knees. And again, just come back to child's pose. You might want to widen the knees a bit further. Really allow the hips, body, whole body just relax. It might feel nice to let just a little air go throughout the mouth. And if you can, you'll just bring your hands up into a prayer position, palms touching kind of towards the back of your head. You can lift the elbows up and walk the elbows forward a little bit, bringing a stretch to the underneath of your arms. On your next inhale, come back up to your tabletop position and curl the toes under so you can come back to sit on the heels if possible. If that's too much compression for the knees, you can come back up to a high kneeling position, allowing a stretch to the backs of feet here and maybe just making a few circles to the wrists, bringing the palms together in opposite directions, just taking a moment to allow the wrists to stretch or finding movement. And then inhale up to your kneeling position, to both knees, lift the arms on inhale skyward, and exhale, release the bottom back to the heels in child's pose. Inhale up to a cow tilt, tabletop position, belly down. Exhale, downward facing dog, tailbone is high. And then you'll inhale back to your plank position, shoulders over the wrists, full plank. Heels draw or press away from the head, that lengthens spine. And exhale back, downward dog. On your next exhale, bend the knees, look ahead, travel back to the top of mat. Inhale halfway up, exhale fold, inhale to standing, exhale palms to heart. I'll take a step back here. So you come into a wide-legged position. Both feet are parallel to each other and feet are wider than hips distance apart. You can interlace the fingers again behind the back and exhale, folding forwards. If it's uncomfortable for you to interlace those fingers, you can definitely release the hands to the ground. Just making sure the feet are parallel and finding a nice stretch in backs of legs. If hands are not to the ground, you'll release them to the ground. And then just bend the right knee or whichever knee is in front. Walk the hands towards the front of the mat and exhale high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. High tailbone. Soften down again to both knees. And then all the way down to the belly. Relaxing completely for a moment. You can bring the arms to the sides or bend the elbows at 90 degrees and just relax one side of the face to the mat or ground. And then you'll lift the gaze back to the mat just as before. You'll interlace all 10 fingers behind the back, lifting the chest. If there's no pain in low back, you can lift the legs as well. If it's too much to interlace the fingers, you can bring both arms parallel to the ground instead. Again, neck is long here. You're just looking at the top of your mat. On the next exhale, relax the whole body down to the ground again. Completely relax all the muscles, maybe bringing head to the opposite side. One more time, you can keep the arms parallel to the ground. You can lift the upper chest and legs as well. You can interlace or bind the fingers behind in the locust. Long neck, gaze just at top of mat, no strain in neck, do not look up. Exhale, soften the release back down to the ground. You can even bring both hands under the head and relax the forehead on the hands. Fill on the inhale. Soften on the exhale. Slowly bring the hands underneath the shoulders, press up nice and slow, and just find your way to a seated position. In that seated position, you'll root the sit bones to the ground, soles of feet to the ground, and knees up. We'll bring the hands underneath the knees to come into boat pose. Make sure the low back is nice and firm, not rounding in the low back. You can keep the hands under the knees or straighten the legs. You can also keep the hands connected. If you were to lean back where your arms become straight is where you'd release the hands if that's okay for you. Again, low back is firm, the chest stays lifted, we're breathing in and out through the nose. Just focus on the even breath, not on the struggle. Exhale, release soles of feet back down to the ground. And then extend both legs nice and long so hamstrings are connected to the ground fully. Inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, release to forward fold. Again, making sure the legs are connected to the mat. If your knees pop up a little bit, then you need to ease out of the forward fold. It's not about how far you fold, but keeping the legs straight and relaxing the kneecaps, keeping the feet facing skyward. Shoulders are also relaxed. Slowly inhale back up to your seated position. Come to one more cross-legged boat pose. So the knees will bend, the right leg crosses over the left. Take a few sit-ups if you can, lowering the legs and upper body on inhale, crunching in on the exhale. You can also remain in one position if the crunches don't work. Take one breath to pause in between, and then switch sides. Left leg crosses over right. Either hold it or take a few crunches, inhaling the lower legs and upper body, exhaling to crunch in chest to knees. If you're crunching, hold the last one, and exhale, release soles of feet to ground. Just bring the hands behind the back and toss the knees softly one side to the other. We'll then come all the way down towards the back, but keeping the elbows planted on the ground, the forearms to the ground. Elbows are rooted under the shoulders. Give the legs a little wiggle and make sure they're nice and relaxed. If there's no issues with your neck, you can allow the head to fall back. Just completely relaxing, allowing the front of body to stretch, open space in the front of body. If issues with neck, you'll just hold the neck in one steady place, keeping the head lifted. And if your head is down, slowly lift the head back up a little bit and come all the way down onto the back. Bringing the arms overhead, just take a full body stretch. On your exhale, bring the knees in towards the chest. And just find a nice gentle rock side to side to massage the low back. Take a few rocks forwards and backwards until you can roll back up to a seated position into a boat pose if possible. Firm low back, knees bent or legs straight. Release the arms or don't. Just come to your most challenging place. Steady breath. And exhale, release soles of feet to the ground. Take one more forward fold. Feet are nice and long, toes are up. Inhale, lengthen both arms. Exhale to the forward fold. Just releasing the hands wherever's comfortable. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Toes stay skyward to keep a nice stretch under backs of legs. On your next inhale, slowly sit back up. And then just scoot the body forward so you can come all the way down onto the back. Allowing the body to completely relax. And just bring both knees in towards the chest. And then separate or widen the knees into a happy baby pose. Feel free to use the hands to grab a hold anywhere, shins, ankles, toes. Allow the knees to just kind of come as far apart as possible to allow the inner thigh or groin to relax. We'll then draw both knees back together, bending the left knee, interlacing both hands under the neck, and taking some bicycle crunches here. So pulsing in opposite knee to elbow, inhaling as you switch sides, opposite elbow to opposite knee. Inhale as you switch, elbow to opposite knee. Inhaling as you switch, and elbow to opposite knee. Move as slow as you possibly can here. Notice the muscles working along the way. Inhaling on the switches, exhaling as you twist. Just completely relax to the ground, maybe bringing arms overhead again. Allowing some space for the abdomen, obliques, core. And then keep the bottom of the back connected to the ground and send both feet skyward, flexing the feet. And keep the hands planted to the ground as well. Belly draws into the spine. On your exhale, lower the feet towards the ground. So maybe lower them halfway towards the ground. And then lower them as close to the ground as you comfortably can. You're keeping your sacrum or low back connected to the ground here. Make sure you're not pressing in all the way through your hands, but you're using the core to support. And then release, draw the knees back into chest or into a happy baby. Relaxing the inner thighs. One more time, the hands will connect to the ground, the low back is connected to ground, feet skyward. Flexing the feet, and again lowering halfway on your exhale. Keep smooth breath. And again, lower as low as you can to the ground, keeping the low back or sacrum connected to the ground. Try to use the core rather than pressing into the hands. Hold. And exhale, knees back into the chest or open them wide, happy baby. Relax the body, thighs, legs, groin. As you exhale, soles of feet will release to the ground. Arms again come overhead. Take another full body stretch. And then you'll release both hands to your sides here, finding a nice comfortable place to relax. Be sure that the feet are spread out nice and wide, ankles rolling open. If you do feel any pain in the low back, you can always bring the soles of feet towards each other and knees out wide. You can keep the hands wherever's comfortable, relaxing at your sides or placing one hand on the belly, one on the chest. Just allowing the body to completely relax. Taking one moment to note how the body feels. And on your exhale, just letting any thoughts, if possible, leave you. You know that for the next short amount of time that you're just allowing the air to come in through the nose, to release through the nose. And you're doing that with a sense of ease. Should any thoughts come into the mind, try to just acknowledge whatever thought it is that enters and allow it to pass on the next exhale. Directing your attention back to the inhale or rise in belly, and the exhale or fall in belly. If it helps you to focus better, you can always add a count to your breath. Maybe counting in for 4 counts and out for 4 counts. Take another few long breaths. If you want, even deepening the breath, making the inhales a little bit longer, exhales a little bit longer. Try to take in as much air as possible on the inhales, allowing the air to nourish all cells and body. And on the exhales, just releasing old, stale air. And slowly just draw the knees back up towards the ceiling or sky. Maybe drawing the knees into the chest, using the hands to slowly wrap around the shins or draw the knees to chest. And very slowly, maybe keeping the eyes closed if you can, just find your way up to a seated position. Same seat you began, nice tall spine, hands relaxed in the lap, shoulders relaxed. And concentrate on the sensation of the air traveling in and out through nose. On your next inhale, lift the palms and gaze, and exhale, twist to the right. Keep the eyes closed if possible. As you exhale, you'll unwind, bring the palms to heart. Inhale, lengthen both arms. Exhale, twisting to the left hand behind back. Inhale, fill the belly. And exhale, you release back to the center. Inhale, lift both arms one more time. Lengthen through the arms. And slowly exhale, bring palms in front of heart. Acknowledging your practice, bowing head to hands. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. Hope to see you again soon.